Welcome back to Body Reconnect. My name is Michelle Dominique, certified lymphatic therapist and health coach. I am delving in again to castor oil and all the benefits of it as part of our detoxing your body during fall series. So if you have not, we've talked about if you've not seen it, we've already talked about castor oil, why it's so potent, where did the concept of a castor oil pack come from, and all of those things on previous videos. So be sure to check out my YouTube channel at Michelle the Health Coach for more information on that. We're going to move forward today with maximizing your castor oil pack by using essential oils. So when my daughter was a baby, she had horrible elimination issues. Like, she went almost a month once without having an elimination. It was a nightmare. She seemed fine during the day, but that's not normal, right? And at the time she was breastfed. I actually switched back to breastfeeding to try to help the problem with her digestive system. We thought it was. No one. I saw her doctor who sent me to a specialist, and she had an x-ray and and all the things. And I just kept getting the same thing over and over. Well, there's nothing wrong with her. She doesn't have a blockage. So, the only solution that they came up with, and I wish I would never have this in my house, but it was the concept of giving her a laxative every day for a year. Even with my mommy brain state, I knew as a therapist and a body worker that was a horrible idea, because it didn't fix the problem. It only masked it by just giving her something to force her body to release versus what was causing her body to not release. Now, I had worked with a lot of people, but like I said, I had mommy brain. She wasn't even 2 yet, so I was still trying to come back to myself. So I couldn't figure out exactly what to do then. But it was a nightmare. It was an episode. When she finally did have an elimination, oh my gosh, it was just so awful. So I'm going through this whole story to tell you what no one told me that would have been quick, that would have been easy, and that would have not led to screaming and crying, her screaming, me crying, and a visit to the ER. Okay, so a castor oil pack would have been such a simple, easy, non-invasive way to help stimulate and promote an elimination for somebody who was basically chronically constipated. She was chronically constipated. There was some stress-related issues I've now found out that I probably passed on through nursing, but let's just stick for this video. We're going to stick with the fact that her colon was dry, and just the lubricating of her colon, in addition to using essential oils, could have made a big difference. And so now, anytime I have a mother who I'm working with, who talks to me about her kid, her baby, or child being constipated, I'm all over it, because I don't want anyone to have to go through what we went through. And I definitely don't want anyone to get caught up in the circle of putting their sweet kid on laxatives for a year. That should never be an option. Why a year? Like, why did they pick a year? Not a week, not a month, a year. That was not going to train her colon. Anyway, like I said, check out the video for the castor oil pack. You can get that made at home. I'll also put a link down below where you can actually purchase one. But let's talk about oils that help with constipation in children and adults. First of all, what the castor oil is going to do, in addition to pulling out impurities, is it is going to help to lubricate. There are three things that need to happen when someone is chronically constipated. One, you need hydration. The colon needs water to do the movement and to work, just like all your muscles. That's why when you wake up in the morning, if you feel stiff and achy and ouchy, don't reach for coffee, reach for water. Your body needs lubrication. I mean, your body needs hydration, right? So that's the first thing that you're going to need. The second thing, believe it or not, is movement. Movement. So if you have a baby that maybe isn't walking, just moving their legs back and forth while they're lying on their back, it might be a little bit uncomfortable at first, but that's primarily because there's probably a lot of gas buildup. So that's going to actually help with that as well. So just doing the bicycle pedal on their legs will be helpful. Thirdly, the third component in helping someone, especially a child who's chronically constipated, is lubrication. You have to oil the chute, right? Because there's nothing worse, and that's what happened with my daughter with all of that forcing and everything that they tried to do. When it was starting to flow, the poor, bless her heart, she was so dry internally that it was horrible, excruciatingly painful. So that's where the castor oil pack really helps to oil the chute, you might want to say. Okay. Now, what I would also recommend that helps with that is using essential oils. Remember, depending on the type of oils that you have, these are plants in a bottle. Okay, so think of yourself as medicine woman mom or medicine woman dad when you're using these oils. Look below for the link for my pro tip, the only oils that I use and will recommend using on your kids, because just like with the castor oil, don't go pick something up out of the store. You're looking at hexans, parabens, sulfates. And if I'm telling you that you're going to be penetrating your skin and going into your colon, that's not what you want to be putting in. So you want to get a pure quality oil. Don't natural, pure, all those things on the bottle means nothing. I'm going to list an oil that you can check the sourcing. It all comes from the same farm. The seeds are hand picked. It's cold pressed, all the things that your body can absorb safely. The oils that you want to use to help with constipation, it's not peppermint. A lot of people always say peppermint. Peppermint helps to digest if you're having an upset stomach. But if you are caught with constipation, fennel and orange. Fennel and orange are the oils that you want to use. So what you would do once you made your castor oil pack, you'd put a couple of drops of, and I mean just a couple. That's the benefit of these oils. They're potent, so a little goes a long way. You're going to put 2 drops of fennel, 2 drops of orange, and just do a very light clockwise, not counterclockwise, clockwise massage of the tummy, and then put that castor oil pack right on top. Okay. And I'm telling you, this is a quick fix. If you have to go longer than a week with doing this, that's probably a sign that you need to seek medical help. I'm talking hours to days max. And this has worked for children. I've had adults out of surgery, or I had one adult, she was going through, it wasn't kidney cancer, she was going through another cancer, but anybody that's using a lot of medications, if you're on hydrocodone, oh my gosh, I took hydrocodone once, I will never do that again. Maybe one day is the max, but then I really don't. I have some plant-based products because That stuff will lock you up like a safe. That was an experience. So, these oils, although I'm talking about ways to help the kiddos, this would apply as well if you have someone who is taking a lot of medications. That stuff slows down your bowels. That's how it works, by slowing up your muscles so you don't feel the pain. And that's another reason why you could be experiencing constipation, as well as it takes the moisture out of the colon when you're using those pain medications. So if that's something that you have to use, like I said, I have some plant-based things that I was able to use even out of surgery, but nonetheless, if you are finding, or you or someone you know are using pain medications a lot, having that are causing constipation, the castor oil pack is a beautiful, safe remedy. Now, if someone wants to know, well, is that using castor oil going to counteract the drug that I use? Plant-based versus pharmaceutical. Plant-based versus pharmaceutical. When you get your doctor or a healthcare professional telling you, well, I don't know if that would work, ask them if they've ever used one. Because if they have, and all they're using is castor oil, pure, like I told you, cold press, sustainably harvest, and no fragrance, no gunk, pure essential oils, then what's the problem? Nonetheless, like I said, click the link below. I'm going to have a list of the oils that I recommend, as well as the only brand of castor oil that I would recommend you using, especially on your children. And be sure to check out the next video, where I'll be giving more tips on how to use castor oil with hair growth. Until next time, this is Michelle Dominique, Certified Wellness Coach.